Hi, I'm Jaret Davis, Senior Vice President and Managing Partner of the Miami office of Greenberg, Traurig, international law firm. Well, we are based and founded in Miami, but we're global, 47 offices and about 2,800 lawyers, but our home has always been Miami. And so we grew with this city. As the city's evolved from the 60s to 70s, the 80s and 90s and onward, we grew with it as well. And so we see our destinies as intrinsically linked. It's one of the reasons we founded Emerge, co-founded Emerge. And so we're very happy about it. And in terms of Miami Tech, we've been involved with that since the beginning of that evolution. It's been fascinating to track the companies from startup to unicorn status and beyond. And I always say one of the most powerful aspects of the ecosystem is when you have these various unicorns, companies with $1 billion valuation, who then spin off other companies. And that's when an ecosystem is powerful and becomes self-sustaining. And from our perspective, obviously, that was phenomenal for us because that meant more clients. You know, diversity and inclusion have always been part and parcel of Greenberg Traurig. It's not something we talk about very often, but our genesis was a unique one within the law. In the 60s, Jews could not be hired by the white shoe firms, sort of the conservative staple firms. And so 3 Jewish lawyers got together and formed a law firm, and that was actually our beginning. And when that's your beginning, when you form your own company, your own firm because of exclusion, it becomes very particular and sensitive to you. And so as we've grown, we were one of the first firms to really give an opportunity to African Americans, one of the first firms to give a true leadership opportunity to women, one of the first firms to give a true opportunity to LGBTQ. It's something that's always been part and parcel to us. In fact, we jokingly say we don't do diversity committees, we do diversity. I think there's a couple of things that are shaping tech in terms of both South Florida as well as globally. There is a sort of a process aspect and a substantive aspect. Substantively, I think, obviously AI is part and parcel, quantum is huge, and the paradigm shift that represents, it can't even be stated right now. It's one of those items where I can't even predict what the future will look like in 10 years because the sea change represented by those technologies is going to be so massive. From a process point of view, particularly in Miami, I think tech has become more and more democratized. It's no longer the province of only Silicon Valley or the Research Triangle. Those are wonderful jurisdictions, don't get me wrong. But I think now, because tech, in terms of how we work on it, how we collaborate, collaborative technologies that are available, Zoom if nothing else, I think you're seeing that anyone can work on a substantive, transformative project. You don't just have to be in one of the main historically tech cities. And so from a process point of view, I think it's been tremendously democratized. Latin America, we're seeing a tremendous amount of development talent come out of there. And so I think there's both that substantive aspect, which is the paradigm shift that AI and quantum represent, but then there's a process point to that, which is it's been much more democratized. Emerge has been absolutely vital to the growth of the tech industry down here. And if you look at the founding principles of Emerge, that gives you an idea as to why. Emerge was formed for 2 reasons. Reason number 1 was to let the outside world know what was going on in Miami. A number of us, when we would travel, and we travel a great deal, would go into other ecosystems and they would be impressed with the work we were doing and say, well, where are you based? New York, Boston, Silicon Valley. We would say Miami, and they would kind of look at us weird and say, there's tech in Miami. And that was frustrating for us because we had it. If we didn't have tech, that'd be one thing. But to have an asset in your backyard, but no one recognized it, was frustrating. We took it upon ourselves. We said, look, this is our fault. We're not telling our story. And so that was reason number 1 for Emerge. Reason number 2 was the convening factor, to bring people together. And so I think when you look at Emerge, its 10th anniversary, and happy anniversary Emerge, you'll see it's accomplished that. Most people look to Emerge as sort of the town crier to see what are the new technologies and new players coming out there, and everyone looks to Emerge to be the convening factor. I did 2 dinners last night. One was with 70 family offices interested in tech, and then the other dinner was a number of VCs that relocated to Miami, all through Emerge. That's the convening power of Emerge that helps then explode it and get those positive collisions, those conversations going that could then take tech in Miami to the next level.